If you haven't been living under a crustal, then you've probably heard about Jaiden Animations and their incredible Pokemon animation videos. In this video, we're gonna react to a brand new one. I'm really excited about it. Let's do it.
Butterfree, go!
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But pretty guys, a brand new video today, and today we are reacting to Jaiden Animations' brand new Pokemon animation, the best Pokemon game you've never played. And I've played a lot of Pokemon games in my life, probably pretty much all of them for the most part, but this one is one that I've never played apparently, so we're gonna have some fun reacting to this. If you guys enjoy this kind of video, be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Get those notifications turned on as I do post Pokemon videos every single day right here, and let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this style video and if you want to see more of them. But let's not waste any time, let's react to the best Pokemon game that I've never played. All right, here we go, let's get it kicked off.
I just played one of the best Pokemon games ever, and I'm here to tell you all about it.
Tell
I'm a
me!
huge Pokemon fan. Ruby was one of the first video games I remember owning, and
What's actually funny is I have a cake of, first of all, it's my daughter's second birthday today, and I have a cake of when I was like 7 years old for Pokemon as well, so I've been playing since Red and Blue.
Decided to devote the rest of my life and soul to the franchise. By that, I mean, I'll play the new games when they come out. Do I have to like them? No. Frankly,
Wait, you mean Pokemon Sword and Shield's not the best game of all time, Jaiden?
I think the past few recent ones have been kind of garbage. Nothing stopped me from getting my hopes up, thinking the next game will be different, even though deep down,
Ultra
we all
Gun!
know it won't be. But Pokemon does have a few side games you might have heard of, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, or Pokemon Stadium,
Yeah.
or that weird geometric one. But there's one
Hey,
franchise
Pokemon
that
Quest
I feel
wasn't
like
bad.
doesn't get talked about nearly as much as it deserves, and that's Pokemon Ranger.
Ah,
I had the
Pokemon
original
Ranger.
Pokemon Ranger game as a kid, and I remember two things about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna admit, after I did this intro of saying that I played pretty much every Pokemon game, she's right. I never played Pokemon Ranger.
I liked it, and circles. Lots of circles.
Circles.
Flashbacks are beginning. When I remembered Pokemon Ranger existed, I decided to look it up and see if it was worth possibly making a video on, and that's when I realized there were actually 3 Pokemon Ranger games. Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, and Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs. Bit of a Pokemon Ranger mouthful, but I digress.
I would have never guessed that there was more than just the first one, to be honest.
Just looking at some forums of people discussing which one they thought was the best, and the Shadows of Almia one seemed to be high on a lot of people's lists.
Okay.
So I bought the game. Now sit down and get comfy because I just played this game for the first time, and I'm here to tell you about
Kick my
why it's
legs
the
up.
best game ever. The game starts off with your character taking the entrance exam to a Pokemon Ranger school, and it only took me 2 attempts to draw 5 consecutive circles around this barely moving Pikachu. You're dang right, that's impressive.
Nice.
I guess that's all it takes, because now I'm officially a member of this secret army for
Couple
this
circles, you're good to go.
inscrutable team school plotting to rule the world. Oh, he's just kidding. Yeah, it's a normal school. I'm introduced to my class, and for some reason they've been like starved for new human contact or something because they're bombarding the teacher with questions. Are they a boy or a girl? Which is it? Is she cute? So I'm introducing myself, and apparently the teacher catches this Keith kid looking at me with a big grin. Anyway, you go sit next to Keith. Oh, okay, just plop me right next to him. Yeah, I don't mind or anything. Thanks, Teach. Anyway, you get a tour of the school from the scroll with me, meeting the other teacher, Mr. Kincaid, who's apparently a stickler for making sure kids don't run in the hall, and this kid, Isaac, that Rhythmy called Mushroom Hair. Both my IQ and my height in centimeters are 163.
Who introduces themselves that way? Like, that's so funny, dude.
Alright, bud. After getting a feel for the school, you're taught how to capture Pokemon with your styler. Loops portray the feeling of friendship, so the more loops you draw around the Pokemon,
Lots of loops.
the more it will submit to your friendship. That's nice. Touch the Bidoof.
What?
You finish the school day and are fast asleep in the dorms when all the students decide it's initiation time. Get up, sleepyhead, it's 4 a.m. Time
Getting
for your
hazed.
student initiation. Yes, sirs. They tell you to find
Oh,
all
boy.
4 of the stylers they've hidden around the giant school, and after doing so, you have to put them in the basement for some reason. So you head down there after finding them all, and are in the basement when, why are you down here? Only I'm permitted to be in the basement. Leave now! Anyway, Isaac, Have you finished testing?
Uh-oh, something sketchy going on behind door number 1 here.
The rest of the school year goes on without any big problems. Pokemon Ranger Crawford comes and talks about what it's like to be a ranger. You save the milkman from some Bidoof. You attend a one-day internship at the local Pokemon Ranger base and they make you bring them their lunch as an important mission. Actually, while you're at the internship, someone runs over and says the Pokemon on the beach are acting strange. You go with the Rangers to check it out to see all the Pokemon going crazy and save the day by capturing them with your loops of friendship. But
Loops of
yeah,
friendship.
that's weird. Finally, you make it to graduation. Jaiden, come up and make a speech as the class representative. Oh, I'm the class representative, huh?
the newest member of the class is the class representative. That's what happens when you're a protagonist in a video game. Yep, of course.
Well, don't mind if I... So after saving everyone from a very strange rampage of Tangrowth, you start working at the Pokemon Ranger base you interned at. There's a call about some more Pokemon acting strange down in a nearby cave, so your first mission is to investigate what's going on. In the cave, you stumble upon this weird missile-looking machine that seems to be what's hypnotizing the Pokemon in its vicinity and making them go crazy. So you destroy it and everyone's proud of you. This professor...
Blue Shellos, best Shellos, by the way. Just want to make that very clear for anyone watching. Blue Shellos, best Shellos, pink Shellos.
Professor Hastings guy is called down from the Pokemon Union to take a look at the cave machine, and I guess he's like 100 years old or something because the Rangers want you to go meet him halfway in Puel Town to make sure he doesn't get lost and die along the way.
Oof.
You take one step in town, and oh god, all the Pokemon
Everything's
are
going nuts.
Turns out there's more of those rocket machines planted in the town,
I wonder
and
if
as
Team
you're
Rocket's
going around
behind this.
smashing them, you run into some guys that are not only very shady, but also terribly
Very
shifty.
shady
You
guy,
run away to
terribly
tell their
shifty
leaders there's
guy.
Pokemon Rangers smashing their stuff. And further into the town, you find them again with their admin, who's like, dude, what the heck? What do you have against our Giga Remos, you vandals? Treat things with respect. And then attacks me with Rattata and a Toxicroak. Not gonna lie, their battle music kind of bangs, though.
This is actually really funny.
Turns out they're part of this gang called Team Dim Sun, and after capturing their
Okay.
Pokemon with friendship loops, they decide to retreat. We're able to find Professor Hastings and bring him back to the base to analyze what we now know are Giga Remo machines. He finds a tiny black crystal in the center that seems to be the thing that allows Team Dim Sun to control the Pokemon. The base considers this a problem, which is reasonable. And now the Pokemon
Emergency
Union
button.
starts getting involved, which is like the big head honcho of Pokemon Ranger bases where all the Ranger prodigies are. The story continues as the Union tries to uncover more about what Dim Sun is up to, and you keep interrupting their plans. You catch him trying to drill a tunnel in the side of a mountain. You catch him having a secret base and cargo ship in the middle of a volcano, which Mr. Kincaid has found to be part of Dim Sun. Big surprise,
Okay.
didn't see that one coming. You haven't been running in the ship's hallways, have you? You catch them mining
No,
hundreds
I
of
just
dark
happened to
crystal
stroll up
shards in
here.
an abandoned mine. That one was a bit of a problem because apparently there was the mother of all shadow crystals there, powerful enough to power this incredible machine they're in the middle of developing that they plan on
is that?
using
It's
to
like
control
from
all
Lord of the
Pokemon
Rings,
within
man.
a 500-mile radius they got their grubby hands on and helicoptered
That's
away to
Sauron?
their headquarters. Probably should tell someone about that. But the good thing is we ended up finding the diary of the Dim Sun president's father, who writes about how if we gather these 3 gems called the Tears of Princes, the gems will be able to combine their power and negate the power of the Shadow Crystal.
That's awfully convenient that the diary just happens to roll up right next to you at this hut that you're at, that he hid there, that happens to have the solution for what you need. Loving it.
All right, let's go do that. The first gem is told to be in this giant ice castle called Alima Castle, and on the way there, you
I will
run
say
into
too,
Dim-
is like somebody who's never played the Ranger game, this video makes it look really good. And I guess hence the title, right? The best Pokemon game you've never played. I'm actually interested in trying Rangers now just from this, but let's keep rocking and see what happens.
Sun grunts trying to
Spoilers.
stop you. They're not hard to deal with, and they start getting a bit frustrated.
The Houndoom just booked
I
it.
want to pay you with a snowball. Hard. You make it to the castle after swimming through a bunch of ocean boulders and whirlpools that totally didn't slow me down at all, and end up at the castle where Dim Sun is already running around in trying to get the gem first. These guys are blocked from going any further because this giant chunk of ice is in front of the door, and the grunts are like,
Fair enough.
man, that's a big hunk of ice. If we made snow cones out of it, we'd be able to feed like 403 people. And then they see
Quick
me
maps,
standing
hold
there
up, let me
all,
check that one. Wait a minute. Let me check the maths on that. Big ice, 403. Checks out. Good math.
Hey, that outfit. What are they called again? Pokemon Ranger?
How do they not know what the
Gamer
Rangers
Joe,
are?
You deal with that whole situation and end up in the room just before where the gem is being kept, where you're introduced to one of the members of Team Dim Sun's Sinus trio, Ice. I don't know what his deal is, but he called me Jaiden Noob and then dabbed, so I had to murder him. Well, I captured and freed his Frostlass, and he scurried away all, well, I didn't need the gem anyway. After gaining the trust of the Lucario guarding the gem with more of my loops, the blue gem of the Tier of Princes is mine. Fast forward a bit, and you get the red gem as well after defeating Sinus Trio Lavana and her Infernape. She doesn't dab, but she does do this sexy little dance. The guy from school, Keith, who's a ranger now, was assigned to get the yellow gem and hasn't come back yet.
Aw,
So
Keith,
like,
come
"Alright,
on,
Jaiden, go
Keith.
check on-"
Like, what is it about the Keiths out there? He can't get the gem, man. We're out here getting 2 gems. What's Keith doing? Nothing. Eating snow cones.
On him. You hop on a boat to the destination, but whoops, apparently a whale lord is in trouble. I'll just go down there and see. Yep, I thought so. These dim sun grunts are trying to kidnap a whale lord, and after destroying the machines that were trapping it, they decide to just grab a whalmer instead and try to convince their boss it's a whale lord mini. You follow them on the rescued whale lord and start infiltrating their base. Down a hall, you discover the grunts squishing the whalmer through the door, and as you follow them into the room, they're like, oh crap, shoot, do you want to deal with the ranger? Oh no, I'm too wimpy. I know. Let's apologize. Sorry.
Let's
We got the ranger's
apologize.
confidence. Charge! And then drop a truckload of Slackoth on me. After capturing all their Slackoth, they're like, oh no! And then all of them just grab me and shove me out of the room and lock it. Which honestly is more effective than like 99% of all video game villains. So you keep running through the base and end up actually finding mushroom-haired Isaac from Ranger School. He's been manipulated into building Dim Sun's incredible machine, and we agree to take him back to the Union after we finish up our business.
I knew he was gonna be bad. I knew it all along.
We finally encounter Mr. Kincaid, who's manning the whale lord operation. He's being all maniacal, but we successfully capture his Glysker, save Whalmer, and bring Isaac safely back to the Union, where he gives us access to the incredible machine blueprints. Skipping ahead in the story a bit, we end up not being able to get the yellow gem because Heath, the last of the Sidus trio, kidnapped Keith and we exchanged him for the yellow gem. I kept trying to say no, but I guess it's good we saved him. The Union makes a plan to have their top rangers go and fly to Dim Sun's headquarters and face them head on. Jaiden, you can just sit in the corner and do nothing. But right as they leave to do that, the Sinus trio busts through the Union walls and are like, ha ha ha, we'll be taking this, and steal back Isaac because they need him to complete the incredible machine by midnight so they can activate the Shadow Crystal. Isaac complied because they
have to do it by midnight.
So new plan, now I have to get Isaac back and basically destroy the machines that were protecting their building / incredible machine because, oops, I didn't mention this before, but they turned their entire building headquarters into the incredible machine. What? We basically just waltz right through the front doors of the headquarters. Heh, that'll stop people from entering. What? What did you get in here? And
Every
battle our way
like
up to
Pokemon
Isaac,
villain ever.
You're a bit too late.
You're
I
back?
totally just completed the entire machine and they're about to use it to hypnotize all the Pokemon in the region in like 5 minutes.
Bruh.
Well, at least your sister's not dead. So you run to the top, defeating the Sinus trio every floor of the way, and grab the last Tears of Prince's gem. And you get to the top where you meet the Dim Sun president Blake Hall for the first time, and he's like, you're too late. It's time for darkness.
He was the guy with the green hair.
And then I capture it immediately. And he's like, just kidding. Get her, Darkrai! And then Darkrai just starts dipping me into darkness, and Keith has to come save me on his Staraptor. So Darkrai's like, well, then I'm gonna just dip these guys into the darkness, and throws Blake and his assistant into the void.
Oh, Darkrai!
Haha.
Darkrai's really epic, though.
I decided to capture and free Darkrai anyway with the help of the Tears of Princes, and save the day. Yay, woohoo! I'm a hero! Time to take a nap. Now, Pokemon Ranger is a big game. It took me about 24 full hours to get through the game,
actually.
so I had to leave out a lot, and I mean a lot of other points in the story. There's even a bunch of side quests that are actually pretty entertaining and funny you can complete that help power up your styler. There's one where this guy says he researches smells and wants me to bring him the stench of a muck. So you do it, and he's like, yes, and puts it in a jar. Then later on in the game, he pops up again, and this time asks for a Weezing and a Skuntank, to which he's like, yes, and puts them in jars. Then he's like, thanks, dude, and you never see him again. The dialogue is absolutely amazing. This game has probably the best writing out of any Pokemon game I know of. Team Dimsun is obviously the star of the show, and whenever they come on screen, you know they're gonna have something funny to say. At one point, while I was trying to get into their secret base in the volcano, I captured the Pokemon they were controlling, and they're like, time to make our escape, and set off dynamite, which exploded a giant boulder and blocked the entrance to the base, which they're like, shoot, we were supposed to detonate it after we go in. So they had to wait for me to go get a Pokemon that can destroy the rock. And they're like, thanks, Ranger. We'll be grateful for this for about a second. And they run through the door. So you follow them, and they come back like, hey, we forgot about you helping us. Take this, and drop a bunch of Numel on me. Also, all of the music that plays when they're around is awesome. I was jamming out whenever I was running around their base. It's a bummer this game isn't super popular. I know it's got a small cult following, but it definitely deserves to be more well-known, and I really consider it one of the top Pokemon games out there, just on writing
I gotta
alone.
say, like, I went into this video not knowing what this video was gonna be about, and now I feel like I need to try Pokemon Ranger. So if you guys want to see me try Pokemon Ranger, maybe we could stream it. I mean, I think we could fit that in on a stream. That might be fun to mix it up.
A hard game, but I mean, Pokemon isn't meant to be a difficult game series anymore. I can see some people getting a bit tired of the capture system since it doesn't change much throughout the game. But honestly, again, I think the story and dialogue far make up for the semi-repetitive capture and battle system. Now, I know I kind of just talked about the entire plot, but if you're curious about playing it yourself, there's so much I left out, and there's still a lot to discover about the game, so I highly recommend it. I'm being honest when I say I didn't even cover a third of what happens in the game, and there were a lot of funny moments I really wanted to talk about that I just didn't have room for in the script. I'm just trying to convince you to play the game yourself at this point, because I think it's just that
I think you
funny
sold
of a
me on
game.
it.
But I'll stop. But here's all my stats after completing the game. It took me about 24 hours to complete it.
That's
I
a long
captured
game, though.
734 Pokemon and ran away from 106. I think that's a pretty good ratio. And look, I drew a total of 9,077 loops.
A lot of loops.
With that amount of practice, I bet I'm a master at drawing circles now.
Well, I gotta say, that was an incredible treat, and a big thank you to Jaiden for making that awesome video. I saw a Pokemon game that I'd never played before in a completely different light that I never thought I'd see, and I hope you guys enjoyed me and my thoughts reacting to this video. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and let me know in the comments section below, and perhaps we'll even jump into Rangers ourselves. I don't know. We'll see. It definitely was pretty convincing. I'm not gonna lie. If you enjoyed this video for me, I'm sure you're gonna love this video right here. However, YouTube thinks that you're gonna like this video. So check out one of my two videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.